What's up, everybody? It's your boy BLG, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that I've been thinking really heavily on that involves video games. We are currently in a Souls-like pandemic. Well, kinda. So this is a topic that I've been thinking about for some time now, and it is the absence of difficulty settings in video games. And I know a lot of people feel really strongly about this and are just gonna say, well, you should just get good. And I do understand the sentiment. I do understand that that is a play style, but I do also feel like a lot of people miss out the opportunity to experience an amazing game due to its skill barrier. Games like Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, I know that those games intimidate a lot of people, and they're amazing games. You know, personally, I haven't played Dark Souls or Elden Ring, but I know for a fact they're amazing. And a part of me does feel like I'm missing out on potentially a series that I would really love just because of the skill barrier. And I know that there is something to say about, well, that's not the artist's vision. That's not what they visioned for the game. And I totally understand that aspect of it because it is their art and they should be able to do whatever they want with their art. But I do also feel like you are missing a large audience of potential players that would love your game potentially. Now, there's always a place for extremely challenging games or hard games. I'm never gonna disagree with that. There's always a place for challenge within the gaming space, and I think players who like to take on that challenge, I think they're valid. I just feel like this entire idea that you're not a true gamer because you can't beat a game or handle certain types of difficulty levels, it's just ridiculous. And it just reeks of like, I got nothing else going on in my life, so I'm gonna talk shit online. Now, I'm not advocating for all games to simply just drop their vision of being an extremely challenging game with a deep and nice storyline. I'm not saying that all games should have difficulty settings. I'm just advocating that we bring difficulty settings back a little bit more, especially in like the Souls-like genre, because the games that I love the most all have difficulty sliders or difficulty settings. Like Nine Souls is fucking amazing. I love Nine Souls. I probably would have not have been able to beat it had there not been an assist mode, had there not been difficulty settings. And because there was, I was able to experience a game that I probably would have dropped or not even begin to start with. And the crazy part about it is I didn't just make the game as easy as possible. I just tailored the experience to myself, to what my capabilities were. And I think it was a tremendously pleasurable experience. Pause. Now, to those who are gonna say, well, there wouldn't be any bragging rights, I think that's hilarious because you can still have bragging rights playing something on the hardest difficulty. We used to have that way back in like the early 2000s. And I think ultimately this would actually add a lot more to the replayability of a game, just like it did in the old days. When I was playing Gears of War 3, I started off on the easiest setting, moved all the way up, and beat it on hardcore, or I think it was called insane. But that's my point. I played that game for every difficulty setting there was. And that just added to the overall experience that I had with that game. It added to the replayability of it, and it gave me steps to challenges that I arose to, you know? And I think it's just, the problem is not everybody is gonna be a sweat. Not everybody enjoys the same type of gameplay as far as like, you know, taking on such a hard challenge. Some people like that. But me, I like a nice middle in the road. I don't want something to be too easy for me, because what's the point of playing the game at that point? But I also don't want it to be so challenging that no progression is made because I'm stuck trying to figure shit out. And I think the feeling of being a middle of the road player is just as valid of an experience as people who really love hard games. They're just two different play styles, and I understand that some games are going to cater to one play style over the other, and that's perfectly fine. I just have felt like in recent times that hasn't been an option for us. You know, there hasn't been options for players who might not be that skilled, and they miss out on a lot of dope ass games. Now, I recognize that my experience in this could be totally anecdotal. I do feel like, though, that I haven't seen a lot of games with difficulty settings. I could only really think of like 3 at the top of my head, and that's Nine Souls, Another Crab's Treasure, and I think Expedition 33. Don't quote me on that. And that's the whole reason for making this video, because I do understand that this could be totally just from a very narrow point of view, from my own anecdotal experience. So if you guys are interested in having the conversation, I'd love to hear what you guys have experienced in this space. Do you feel like it's a problem? Do you feel like it's not a problem? Let me know. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you guys coming. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay.